Okay, guys. So I was going to get ready and be ready for the camera, put mascara on, be ready to go. I can't hide behind sunglasses today because it's so dark and dreary. But I'm just gonna do this because I'm struggling a little bit today. I'm struggling with this whole homesteading thing because I get to crop out all the not so fun things. I get to crop out all the poop that's everywhere on the ground and on my porch, and I get to crop out me chasing my goat down the road about an hour ago because she's in heat and she's trying to find her buck, and he's not around here because I don't have one. So she's just making it very difficult for me to take care of things here. I'm trying to homeschool, and I'm trying to take care of the goats, and I'm trying to make this whole homesteading thing work. It does bring me more joy than it does aggravation, and that's probably why I'm doing it. I also feel like the food system in our country is broke, and that also pushes me because I can get really nutritious eggs and milk, and even the bunnies, their poo helps my garden. So we're getting food from the garden. We're really not getting food from the garden, but one of these days we're going to get food from the garden, and the bunny's poo is going to help us. So right now I just feel like I'm trying to be content. I'm trying to I really enjoy this life, but it's hard on 0.5 acres to make it work. It's hard. There's poop everywhere. It's just everywhere. I know that sounds silly, but it's a big part of this whole keeping animals. And so, of course, my heart is that I want more land. I feel like I could take care of my animals so much better with more land. But then part of me, I feel like Satan just sits here and tells me that, you can't even take care of 0.5. What are you going to do with more land? But I do feel like God's calling me and my family to this life. I do feel like homesteading is where He wants us, and it probably even on a grander scale. And I'm trusting that that's His will for our life. I really feel like that's His will, but in the meantime, I'm trying to be content and make this work. I just feel like there's a lot of things that have to happen for me to be able to get more land. And we're even sitting here, worried about the government and what's going to happen next. Nothing is. I think the baby's crying now. Yeah, let me go get her really quick. I just recently found a wonderful YouTube channel called Roots and Refuge, and Jess mainly shows you how to do garden stuff, but she also has a homestead. She just moved to this really big farm in South Carolina, and she just pretty much opens her life to show you her mistakes and her successes having a homestead and a farm life. But she also shares her faith, and she has encouraged me so much. I've actually sat in front of the TV and just cried because of some of the things that she has shared on her channel. It's just so moving and so encouraging. But one thing she does share is to dream big, to ask God and seek what God's will is for your life. And she also talks about dreaming big. So this whole homesteading thing, it just kind of gets me thinking, why am I doing this? I'm making it work, but is it worth all the hassle? And I think it is. I think being good stewards of our land, of our animals, is biblical. It does bring joy to our life. Honestly, when we get out here, it just feels more. I feel like I find God more, outside. Get away from the TV, get away from media, get away from my phone. And of course, the Bible verse that says, "Be still and know that I'm God." Sometimes just sitting out here, some of my best memories is when I first got my chickens, and I just sat out here and I watched the chickens scratching around for their food in the morning. the roosters crowing. And I could just talk to God and enjoy his creation. Some days I just, like today, this little run that I've got is working. It keeps them in, but I really feel like they need to be out on pasture, and that's where my heart is. I really want more land, and I feel like it's coming. I do. I feel like it's coming. I don't know. I just feel like this 4 acres beside us was meant for us, and then when that was turned down several times, it was really disappointing because I felt like God was ready to, give me that land. He was ready to provide that land for my animals. And I know there's a purpose and a plan in everything. And honestly, he's shown me a lot through closing this door. But I honestly feel like there's something better. There's going to be something bigger and better beyond this 4 acres beside us. And I guess that's what keeps me going. And sometimes I look at these little babies right here, and they're going to be beside me for the next 16 years helping Mama. Watching these animals grow, and we're going to learn so much from it. I guess my big thing right now is my why. Why am I doing this? Starting in year 2018, when my dad got his cancer diagnosis, or maybe it was 2017, it scared me. It scared me really bad. So I started doing all this research on nutrition and food and the food system in the U.S. and the health system and how things are taken care of when cancer is involved. And then as we were getting through my dad's cancer, my mom found out same year that she had cancer. And so we were going through that. There was a huge fear. Throughout the whole time, I truly felt that God told me, yes, your dad has cancer. He will have to go through chemo. But he will not die from cancer. And that brought me peace. And I held on to that the whole time. And then my mom got it. Then my granddad got it. He actually passed away from cancer. He had lung, throat cancer. And then my husband's grandmother died of cancer. And then at the beginning of 2020, my mother-in-law was dealing with a lot of back pain. And around the beginning of July, she found out that she had lung cancer that had metastasized to the bones and then eventually went to some other organs, and she passed away January. So within 2 to 3 years, there were a lot of cancer diagnoses in our family that we had to deal with. And it got me researching some of the food system. My son actually had some issues with his teeth, which helped me or urged me to look into health and what was causing the dental issues that he was having. And that, I think, is the first time that I realized how broken our food system is. You walk into the grocery store, and honestly, there's only a few aisles that you can actually go down that aren't full of preservatives and processed ingredients, refined ingredients. 90% of the oils that we buy from the grocery store are rancid. I started looking into Weston Price and the way that you traditionally cook food. You soak your grains and you try to reduce the phytic acid in foods as much as possible. You drink raw, eat raw dairy, and how much better that is for our body. So that was my biggest contributing factor to starting this homestead. And then when I started, there was a lot of joy in taking care of animals. You do get very close to these animals. I mean, they rely on you for everything. And my children love taking care of the animals. And then I started realizing how much the animals were teaching my children and myself just by observing and watching them. And then, especially this year, I've really realized how much taking care of animals is showing me the character of God. With general revelation, you can come outside and you can just look at nature and you can tell that there's a creator. That this creator, our God, he designed everything down to the cellular level. and everything affects everything else. I know that sounds really weird, but like, so if my goats are deficient in selenium, then they're gonna have issues being bred. They're gonna have miscarriages. They don't have enough vitamin E. They can't absorb the selenium right. If they don't have enough copper, then they're gonna have issues with like losing hair and other issues, muscular issues. I think same thing with chickens. And so like it just proved to me that like what's going on with all this stuff, like it's all very important. And I think in our food system it's the same way. And so to get quality food from animals that have been raised on grass and sunlight and not being confined into small quarters is way more healthy for our animals and in turn healthy for us. So I think that's the push behind the whole homesteading thing. And there is something behind like knowing that if something were to happen, like I could really push it into gear and like possibly sustain my family. It seems so far-fetched right now, like because we really rely on the feed store right now, and I guess on 0.5 acres I can't really feed my animals the way I need to. But I do feel like one day I will have land, and maybe I can do that, and maybe I can put more effort into the garden. But I guess I say all this to say, you know, like this is hard work, chasing after a goat down the road, not having any help at the time because my kids they're at a friend's house. It was hard. And then I'm sitting here on a porch that's full of poop. It's just full of poop. So there is some not so lovely things about homesteading. And I guess that's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to be upfront. Just like there's not so lovely things about being mama. But you love it. I mean, you do it. Like the fact that I'm doing it means that I think it's important enough. And then they bring you so much joy. They really do. But you were very hard to take care of, Vana. What are you looking at? Why you run away from me? That's not nice. So, I think I was just rambling. I'm sorry for rambling, but I just feel like I wanted to say that. And I also wanted to tell you about Jess from Roots and Refuge because she is just so awesome. And I want everybody to go listen to her because she can like sit there and really encourage you. I know. You want to go inside. She's such an encouragement. Go check out her video. I'll link that there. I'm going to have to go inside because the baby's cold. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.